Hi everyone, it's Roger and Abe here from DizKingdom.com with our Infinity and Beyond episode number 48. And it's Roger here in the UK and we have Abe there in sunny California.
How's it going, everybody?
All right. Okay, on this week's show, we're going to be discussing the Toy Box Summit announcement. We're going to be discussing a competition that Disney Infinity are running in Los Angeles. We've also got some remote Disney Play, holiday showcase, Toy Box TV Live, and we're going to have a bit of a guess at maybe what we can see, what we think is going to be coming up with the Marvel lineup. So, Abe, have you had a good week?
Yes, I have. It's been pretty awesome, actually. Put up some unboxing videos, still got a couple to go, and I got my Marvel's Collector's Corp box in. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got mine too yesterday. Yeah, so you got all your figures behind you. I can just see them just above his head. You can just see anger and sadness and Darth Maul. And he's just got that Rise of the Empire set as well there. Yeah. Lucky. Right, okay. So just going to give a quick shout out to our Patreons. You can find out more information at patreon.com/DizKingdom. So big thank you to Ethan over at sorterapps.com and magicbandcollectors.com for all his help. And
thank you, guys.
And give a shout out to James at the Infinity Museum. Big thank you to our I can't believe it's been a great thing so far. So yeah, big thank you to everyone for that. It helps us basically trying to improve the show. So let's kick off first off with the really sort of big news of the week. The Toy Box Summit has been announced. It was announced on Toy Box TV Live last week by Allison and Matt Sully. But yeah, it's going to be returning, and let's bring up the information for you guys. Here we go. So the Toy Box Summit is going to be coming here on August 11th to 13th, 2015. In Anaheim, California, in conjunction with D23 Expo. And this is basically the same as last year, where the Toy Box artists are going to be got their hands on the game and doing a first ever 3.0 building competition with the entire community voting on the winners. There'll also be presentations, Q&A with the team behind Disney Infinity. So that's now been announced. What were your first thoughts on this one, Abe?
I thought this was going to happen. I mean, the way I saw it, D23 is big. There's this big dead space in between Comic-Con and the game launch. It wouldn't make sense to have there was this big space in between Comic-Con and D23, and then the game launch is not so far after D23, and I figured, well, they can either do it in between, or they can do it at D23, or it wouldn't make sense if they did it after. So it just makes sense, and it's cool. Plus the little hints we got from Allison saying she's working on a community event, and plus when I had a talk with her at E3, she was very hush hush. She didn't give anything away, but you can tell it's some. If she was working on it hands on, and she hasn't said anything about traveling or anything to Utah or anything, it just made sense that she's doing something out here. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say with D23 in sort of California this year, which happens every 2 years, it made sense for them to be there. And of course, the big thing really is this rumored August release date. We've seen lots of retailers. Apparently, there is going to be an announcement of the release date in the next week or so. But if that announcement is the right for end of August, maybe beginning of September, it was going to have to be in August before launch.
Yeah, and honestly, it makes sense too, because you're gonna have the awesome Toy Box artists attending, so it's easy to just give away an early copy of the game to these guys right then and there. I mean, it just makes sense. But there's another question I had, and for some reason I can't remember the dates. Are the dates for D23 the exact dates for the summit, or are they just a few days after?
The summit is a few days before the summit. So the summit is a few days before the expo.
Okay, yeah. So that also kind of screams the possibility of they're also scoring not only the summit but tickets to D23 and possibly even Disneyland, since it's right there. So that's all those artists are very lucky. So congratulations, guys! You guys earned it.
Yeah, and like this year, what they did was basically you had to have 7 Toy Box wins.
Yeah.
Under your belt to get to be so that to get 7 wins, that takes a lot of effort, a lot of time. Getting featured once is hard. Getting featured over 7 times is pretty difficult, and that's gone for the whole year. So that really kind of, like I said, it puts in the very top end of the toy box artists. It means that you've really got the guys that know that toy box in and out. They're the ones producing the weekly content. They're the one, because there's a lot of big names that kind of get in there a lot, and they put a lot of time and effort into the toy box. And from my point of view, it makes complete sense, because they're rewarding sort of these artists with this idea of this competition. It's really spurred on the community this year with 2.0. I can't put any doubt on that competition has really revved up everyone this year. The toy boxes have been coming in thick and fast. There's always big entries, lots of really big strong ones. We got collaborations taking place, and that's because everyone wants to be featured, and it's a much bigger push, I feel, for 2.0.
Yeah, the whole collaboration thing, I wonder how that works too. I wonder if, if 5 people collaborated on one toy box and they were featured, does that mean all 5 of them get a feature? I'm wondering how that works, because that would be something that I feel like, hey, well, anybody can piggyback off of that, so that's kind of iffy. But either way, I think regardless of the fact, all these toy boxes we've seen are awesome. They totally deserve it. If they receive an invitation, power to them. They've been great, and I can't wait to see what this summit has in store. It's going to be really cool. And plus, we're trying to work out details and figure out and see if we can try to get some coverage for you guys in some way or some form. So we'll let you guys know the sooner we know.
Yeah, we're working on a few things there, but also last year it was live streams through Twitch, so we're hoping to be doing that, and we'll be doing coverage from that anyway. But I think also with the Toy Box Summit is it works from the point is a last minute event to get people excited about the Disney Infinity just before launch. It's a great way of getting the community into seeing how the toy box works, voting for. It's more of a community event, because it might not necessarily attract mainstream attention, but it keeps the community going. There's a big buzz. All the toy box artists are watching the feed, catching up. Even if they're not going, I'm going to be keeping up with it, trying to get going. So it's a nice advertising point from that, but it also keeps the community really interested in it. It's a unique experience from that, and for me, it's a fantastic move from Disney. It might not be as good from the marketing point of view. It's not as easy to sell that, but a question and answer session, and live sort of twitching from there will allow the major toy box community to be into the game. But also, that's their daily that's their constant content. It makes sense for them to encourage that and make that grow, because to me, the toy box has always been that, if I go on there now, there's new content. Every single time I boot up my Infinity, there is new content created by its users, and by encouraging that, it's making the game a lot stronger.
Yeah. No, absolutely, I agree. And that's what originally this game was about, the toy box. Yeah. And the fact is, we have so much available to us to design and to build, and these guys come up with these amazing creations, and the fact that we can download it, it's phenomenal. So now, like I said, power to them. I'm excited for the summit. Can't wait to see what happens. See if Mighty Jidus will fight for her crown, or if she's gonna sit back and relax. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah. But I'm assuming we're also gonna see her townsperson there. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. So
yeah. Also at the event, Disney have announced there is going to be, basically, if you haven't already got your invite, because they've already gone out, you will see there's basically an extra people to go. There's going to be a contest for 4 additional slots to get in there. And you've got to basically build a toy box, and you basically going to have to be as good as it possibly can be. But it's only available to contestants within the US and Canada. So yeah, me and Jason have been eliminated. So you've got to basically you've got to build your contest, and I'm just trying to see here. I'm just here. You've got to build the ultimate summer vacation destination, and the summit. Your toy boxes have to be in by July 13th, and you get you get to attend the Toy Box Summit as an artist. Get an all expenses paid trip with round trip airfare, 3-night stay, meals during your Toy Box Summit, and an early copy of the Disney Infinity Starter Pack. And 10 first place winners who don't get in that will also receive a Disney fan pack, which includes a t-shirt, a bag, a play set, and some figures. So that's pretty cool.
2 play sets and 3 other figures.
Yes, so you get Rise of the Empire and Inside Out and free. So that's nice. So even if you are, this under no stretch of imagination, I know if I was a toy box artist or someone building them, I'd be entering this contest because even just a chance of getting those for, even just a chance of winning the pack is a really cool option. We don't normally have this with the weekly challenge.
I'm more than happy to have you and Jason work on that toy box, and I'll submit it in behalf of both of you, and and then you guys can have my prize back. That's the best compromise I have for you. Otherwise, sorry.
But yeah, it's a really cool way. I like the idea of them doing this additional 4 guest spots for getting people into the event through a nice challenge. Gives everyone a second chance, because if you haven't already got your invite, it gives everyone that little hope they can get there. I think the prize packs are there. I think it's just good all around. It's just a great community event.
And last year they did something similar. They had like 3 extra spots, and you had to make like a video with the toy box. But I like the fact that they're making you build a toy box. So it's great. Good luck to those other 4. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
I think it's that thing. Looking at there's this thing like the video competitions and all the rest of it. With this being a specific toy box artist one, I think if you get some people, you get those 4 spots filled with people that build toy boxes, going to make the competition better, making it. So no, I'm really, really, really excited about this. Can't wait to see it. It's just hard to believe we're only 6 weeks, 7 weeks away from it.
Yeah, it's creeping up, man. It's creeping up. I mean, I'm still like freaking out because Comic-Con is coming. I feel like I just got off of E3, so it's crazy.
Yes. Right. Okay. So I think we're going to move now on to our next subject.